What's up, guys? How's everybody doing today? My apologies for getting started so late, guys. Maybe stream's still got to end about the normal time, but maybe we'll catch some people in the EU. So what's up, everybody? How you guys doing today? Ron, how you guys doing? Justin, becoming a channel member right out the gate. Justin, thank you very much for becoming a channel member, bro. I appreciate it, man. Or I think it's renewing, right? Thank you very much for renewing your channel membership. Very much appreciated, though, man. Thank you. Good luck in today's drawings. Yeah, I know it's cyclical, bro. It's cyclical. People kind of come and go. What up, Trendy? How you doing, man? Not that I like to see them come and go. That kind of sounded flippant. That wasn't my intention, but it's more like we all need a break sometimes. It's a time-consuming game. We get stuff going on in life, so I understand when people take breaks. I'm doing pretty good, Trent. What am I pretty good? I'm doing really good, bro. I am basically caught up on work for the first time in about 6 months. I've been working like 110-hour, 115-hour weeks, but I'm caught up for the first time in 6 months, and I fly out on vacation tomorrow. So, I mean, what more can you really ask for, to be honest? I do work from home, yeah. What up, Shmoo? How you doing, man? I'm going to Mexico City, and we're going to Puebla first, and then we're going to go to Mexico City. So I'll be in Puebla if we fly into Mexico City, we'll go straight to Puebla. We'll be there for 4 days, and then 6 days in Mexico City. So I fly out really late tomorrow night, and then I come back a week from Monday. No puedo hablar español. Yeah, it's, thank you, Ron. I appreciate it, man. It's getting there, man. It's getting there. I mean, I'm kind of where I've been at for a long time in that I can make myself understood. I'm probably getting better at making myself understood, but I've been able to do that for a long time. Every now and then I have to look up a word or something, but the challenge for me has always been at understanding what comes back. And I think that is actually improving. But I'm still in the same place where whomever I'm speaking with, I need them to just really want me to understand. They just have to take their time, speak slowly. Ironically, or for those who are bilingual, it's not so ironic, but if you're not bilingual, this wouldn't be intuitive. But I need them to use larger words, because actually a lot of the larger words in English and Spanish are basically the same word with just different pronunciations or occasionally a different letter. And so when people speak to me in larger words, for one thing, it's easier to keep up. There's a lot less prepositions and all those little words and stuff. But besides being easier to keep up, it's just easier to recognize more words. So, and then that's the same reason I'm usually able to kind of skate by and make myself understood, is if I'm not sure of a word, I just guess on the biggest variation of that word that I can think of. The more syllables it has, the better chance it is that it's the same word in English and Spanish, and then you just have to pronounce it with the Spanish alphabet, and like 80% of the time I feel like I'm probably right. And the other 20%, somebody doesn't understand, they tell me, or they don't understand and they don't tell me because they think the word is so big that maybe they don't know the word and I get away with it. I don't know. I don't know, but it works. It works. Yeah, Trendy. I mean, I'm getting better. I'll tell you this honest truth, man. Honest truth. I'm not like trying to talk myself up here. I just find this ironic. So I got published for the first time when I was 16. I've published poetry, short stories. I was a sports writer in my 20s. And I mean, I think the weird thing is I freaking hate writing now. I used to love it, and I developed a writer's block like 10, 15 years ago, and it like physically hurts me when I try and write. But I can do it. Like my grasp of the English language is good. Let's just say that. But it's good because I grew up reading so much, especially at a time when reading wasn't popular and there was no Kindles and all that. But I grew up just like reading so much. I used to read like a book a day. And so I have a strong grasp of the language from all my time reading, but I never actually like studied the dissecting of a sentence. I don't have any idea what most parts of the language are, and even if I do know what a noun is, I'd have to seriously sit there and think about it to the point where there's like smoke coming out of my head to figure out what the noun is in a sentence and what the verb is in a sentence. Like, it's not just something that comes intuitively or subconsciously to me. And when you're trying to learn Spanish, conjugations are really all about understanding the grammatical structure of the sentence that you're speaking. And that's been my biggest issue, because I understand all the concepts. I mean, I still have some stuff to like, a lot of it's rote memorization, right? But I understand all the concepts. But it's one thing to understand the concept, it's another to be able to apply it in real time. Like, knowing which conjugation to apply is one thing, knowing which word actually needs to be conjugated is another. And then little rules like you don't conjugate back to back, you don't like if there's two verbs in a row, you don't conjugate the second verb, stuff like that. Yeah, first you have to know there's two verbs in a row before you actually realize you're conjugating the second one incorrectly, stuff like that. So, but I'm getting there, man. I'm getting there. And I will get there eventually. I'm always going to have an accent. I started learning Spanish. I was too old, you know, like I was 31 when I started learning Spanish. And by then your vocal cords are developed. Like, you'll never fully get rid of the accent. But when I slow down and concentrate, and especially if I've been speaking Spanish all day. Like today I haven't. I've been in meetings all day since like 10 a.m. I've been just speaking nothing but English almost. So if I try and switch, I'm going to have a horrible accent. My grammar is going to be crap. But if I've been speaking Spanish all day and I'm getting my brain shifted into that mindset where I'm thinking a little bit more in it, I get by. That was a really long answer, but it gave us something to do while I messed with artifacts, right? Just ramble on. Now, see, if I could ramble on like that in Spanish, you guys would be impressed. But, let's see. Yeah, that's the thing, Trendy. I mean, honestly, I don't know that they all speak fast, just like I don't think English speakers speak fast. I think when you don't recognize the sounds in real time, it feels fast. Like, I think if I wanted to express, let's say, a concept that I could write down in one page in English, and then I read that page aloud, you know, it takes 2 minutes or something. I think if you did the same thing in Spanish, it would be the same 2 minutes. You would express the same amount of concept. But it feels like you're dodging bullets in the Matrix, bro. Like, every time one of those words comes by, you're like, I got the bullet. You know, because you just can't keep up. And I'm sure it feels the same way if you're bilingual, but in the other direction. Like, if Spanish or any language is your primary language and English is your second language, it probably feels the same way, especially when you got somebody like me, because I do speak really fast. Alright, I think do I have any scrolls from today? I didn't farm much today because I was in meetings, yeah. 1 nat 5? Real quick? No? Okay. About here. I've given up on summoning stones. I literally only need amber. So any monsters that I need from this point out are always going to be new monsters that are just not going to be there anyway. I can't check chats on stream. So I feel like there's kind of no point. I saved up 20,000 summoning stones at one point. It's the only time I've ever saved. Saved up 20,000 summoning stones for like 6 months. And, man, it's so tempting. I really feel like summoning an LD scroll, but we're not going to do it. We're not going to do it. It's vacation month, so control. But yeah, I saved up summoning stones for like 6 months, and never was a single monster that came up that I needed. So I finally got bored, and I blew all the summoning stones. I didn't even pull a single nat 5, and I was like, I'm done, man. I'll just treat it like mystical scrolls. It's just hoping for, all I'm really doing is hoping for an LD5 that I can, well, yeah, I'm hoping for an LD5. I'm hoping for a nat 5 that I can trade in for an LD5, you know, that I can trade in for LD scrolls. Yeah, I saw that. Didn't you say you pulled like 2 Tianas in a row, bro? So, the content that we're watching, I'm actually going to, you know what, it's a good point. Let's go ahead and open the first drawing now, because we started the stream so late. So we're going to open the first drawing now. We'll do the first drawing here in a couple of minutes. Today I'm going to do monster subjugation. So I'm just, right now, this is like basically the first time that I did a little bit of farming in the morning, and then I was basically logged off I've been logged off since noon, which is rare for me to go like 8 hours no farming, but I was just in Zoom meetings all day, and ones that I couldn't just kind of, sometimes I can sneak the emulator, you know. Like if I'm just listening on the Zoom meeting, if I'm not running the meeting, I can kind of just like run auto farm on the side. Or I can run my tablet underneath the monitor if I need all 3 monitors. But when I'm running the meeting, I can't be distracted. So, yeah, today I was offline for like 8 hours, which I know that doesn't sound like much, but but when you're used to farming 14 hours a day and you also slept 4 hours, that's too much. It's like 12 hours of not farming, man. So we're just cleaning up all our little daily stuff here, and then we'll do monster subjugation, and then we'll do the drawings. That's what it was. Yeah, you pulled. Oh, so I thought for some reason I thought you pulled the Tiana off a blessing from the Tiana. By the way, what up Zeke? What up Laurel? How you guys doing today? And Banana Cow, how's it going, man? So Justin, this drawing is for. Oh yeah, you're good. You're good, even though you're on EU, man. Doesn't matter. I can switch over to EU. No worries. I mean, I can switch over to any server. It doesn't really matter which server you guys are on for this. The one that it might matter a little bit is when we do the drawing for the account service. And he told me he might... So it's Dean Ryan. He sponsored the last giveaways that we did also. So he told me he might not be able to make stream today, or if he does, he won't be able to chat. Really, really generous. But he said, you know, it's the last stream before vacation. And then also... we're sponsoring it as a thank you to the channel members who support the channel. So we're going to do a drawing for a 2-hour account service. That'll be sponsored by Dean. That drawing will be at 9:30. I'm going to try and give you guys a time for that. I mean, give or take a couple minutes if I miss the time. But we're going to shoot for right about 9:30 as that way you guys know what time to wait for. Anyway, for those of you who are on EU, account services, I don't do them on weekends anymore. So I usually work Saturdays, and then I try and take like Saturday night from 7 off. Like I try and finish work by 7 on Saturday night and then take Sundays off now. Except I do one stream. I stream once a month on Sunday, and the rest of the time I'm trying to take Sundays off, so I have 1 day a week. So account services are only on weekdays. It's actually usually pretty EU friendly times though. I can usually do it like 12 p.m. my time, which is like 8 p.m. in the UK, or 9 p.m. for like Eastern Europe. So it usually works out. Yeah, I appreciate that, man. Living in that's what I'm doing, man. I'm getting ready to live in IRL. But yeah, I'll definitely have fun on the. I'm ready for the break, man. It's been a busy stretch at work the last few months. We had a few big projects going on. Yeah, my sleep schedule's always been terrible. It's been a lot worse since the pandemic started, though. Not gonna lie, like I've always had a crap sleep schedule and I've never slept much, but something with the pandemic, man, just really like threw my sleep schedule off. I don't know if maybe it was YouTube or doing the shoot. Yeah, I don't know what it was, but it's been more off. It's always been off, but it's been more off the last 2 years. Bro, Justin, you got hit by Ian? Oh yeah. Oh yeah, you did. Bro, that sucks, man. Did it hit your house? Did it hit your neighborhood? Walked right into you. Bro, I honestly can't even imagine. Like, I honestly can't even imagine. Is everybody here ruined? She's ruined, he's ruined. Okay. That's good enough. Yeah, Discord me some pics. Dude, I'm just really sorry to hear that. Like, legitimately, that's just like such a nightmare to think about. It's actually amazing that you've got, so I hope the fact that, okay, let me say it like this. I hope the fact that you're on right now means you've got power. That right there is a big deal by itself. This was like a good first set. Everything kind of lined up how it should be. Yeah, I did the Red Velvet Dragon trendy, but my team's not going to help you much. I use Lima. It was definitely a pain. This week was the first one that was really tough. Like last week was free, man. Just drop in Veramos plus 4 random monsters and hit auto. This week was tougher. This week was definitely tougher. Bro, congrats on the 3 mil, Shmoo. That's awesome, man. I want to say congrats on getting power back today, Justin, but that means you were without it for like a week. It almost, I mean, ah, man. Seriously, I just can't even imagine. I really can't even imagine. So, I mean, trendy, honestly, like me using Lima, it should be more or less the same concept if you just used... like Wusa or something. I mean, Lima was probably a little better there because of the cleanse, but what the big thing Lima did is strip. So I brought in 2 strippers. I used Lima and I used Iris. So again, it's not a free-to-play friendly team. But if I remember correctly, you may have the Iris. So you just, you basically need 2 strippers. Because the first 2 times I did it, he just kept resisting the Iris strip. I was like, all right, I need a second stripper. So then I brought in the Lima and I passed. No Iris either, huh? You know, that sucks about breaking your screen, man. Depending on the phone, the screen can always be replaced. It's a question of how much it's going to be to replace it. I've broken, like, the screen on basically every phone I've had for I don't know how long. Iris is... Oh, non-HOH, yeah. Dude, speaking of HOH, man, did you guys see the freaking HOH this month? It was like the worst freaking troll ever. How are they gonna do freaking Belita as an HOH, man? Oh, so freaking troll. So freaking troll. What up, Skylover? How you doing today? Are you enjoying Isis? I mean that seriously, like, are you getting some use out of your new toy? Because she's a real good one. She's actually a really strong one. I mean, 60 is not terrible. Like if it's, you know, if it was a Galaxy S22, for example, that can run you over 300. My last 2 phones, I actually didn't replace the screen because it was so expensive. I wound up just trading in for a new phone. I kept, so one of the phones, I actually just kept it with a busted screen for like 6 months, and I waited for a BOGO deal, and then I got like a buy one, get one. And then the other one, I was lucky. I just happened to break it while there was like a new phone out and they had a big discount on. I think I got my S22 was like... Because I traded in one of the busted phones, but the guy at T-Mobile hooked me up a little bit. And didn't bust me for the phone, so I got 600 off. I think I got the S22 for like 250. Fran, Lauren, Riley, Rauk, nice. Yeah, the Lauren makes a lot of sense. Actually, Lauren makes a lot of sense. Two pigs front and back. Why don't I auto Slime King? Because if you auto the Slime King, you'll wind up with a lower score. I only do it once, usually. But I do, you know, for the sake of the guild, I do try and put out a bigger score. Oh, see, I'm with T-Mobile. That's a better deal than I get. But my pack with T-Mobile is, or my pack, I don't know, my package. Yeah. Wow, how long are we gonna talk about my package on stream? All right, new topic. No, I paid for like 6 phone lines, and so I pay for phone lines for a couple of friends that can't, and then yeah, well, I'm not going to get into all that stuff. I pay for phone lines for a bunch of people. So I have 6 phone lines on my account, and 7, 8. Well, yeah. Anyway, whatever. So I have a really good package with T-Mobile. It covers my roaming, unlimited everything, and then I'm only paying $20 a line for each of those extra lines. So I've been real happy. I switched to T-Mobile like 10 years ago. Not a sponsored thing, deal. By the way, not a sponsored thing, guys. Just happy with T-Mobile. I've been with them for like 10 years now, and I have no reason to trade out. I had no idea that you worked for AT&T though, Trendy. So now, yeah, now I feel guilty. I'm sitting here like doing this whole big thing about your competitor. I should have put up immunity there, huh? I should have put up immunity there. That's alright. I think we get back to it, right? But I'll still have all the glancing and attack breaks. And don't stun the Riley. Okay. Let's just go S1 here. Let's do this. He's not gonna like escape, is he? I screwed up by not putting up. Man, I screwed up bad by not putting up immunity there, huh? Why is Lucas doing such low damage also? I feel like maybe he's missing an artifact or something. I thought I checked everyone was rune, but I didn't check that they actually had the correct artifacts. Oh. 50% off, Sky? Wow. See, when I worked for corporations, we used to get 19. I think we used to get 19% off. What's up, Dakota? Long time no see, Dakota. How are you doing? Hope you're doing really well, man. Hope you're doing really well. Yeah, my buddy works for a sheriff's department, and he gets 20. I don't know. It's been so many years. It might have changed. I remember he used to get 19 or 20. Don't stun the Riley. Don't stun the Riley. Okay. Yeah, let's just do this. Dude, stop taking so many turns, bro. I better be able to kill this guy. Do I cycle? I think I cycle here, right? I'm not gonna kill this guy in time. What happened here, man? I'm not gonna kill this guy in time. I only got like 2 more attacks left, and I'm gonna glance here. Yep, I glance there. Proc, Lucas, proc! Kill! Oh, that was close. That was really, really, really close. By like 1 hit. Whew. 1 hit. Okay. How do we do? How do we do on guild rank? Let's see. So Mojo's got Lucifer. That doesn't count. Yeah, Lucifer doesn't count. 4-3. Koro, he's got Lucifer. Hey, I beat a Lucifer. That's not bad. Lucas OP, guys. Lucas OP. 4-3 is me. Hey, all right. We're only trailing a couple of Lucifer users. Lucas OP, man. There's first community help of the day is use your Lucas and then pray that you kill the freaking boss with 1 hit left. Ooh. Hey, we'll take that. Let's see what Violent Rune needs that. It's always so complicated to grind speed on Violent Runes because I have speed tuned on both RTA. Like, the runes are not always on the same monsters, so they're sometimes tuned in RTA and they're sometimes tuned differently in Siege. And so, like, you grind a rune and then you could mess up speed tuning on one side or the other. But then you get a legend grind and you're like, I gotta use it. I mean, I'm not just gonna sit on it because I have no self-control whatsoever. Alright, so let's see here. Fastest ungrinded Vio rune. Let's go stat value, speed. That is this one right here. My Vio slot 5, so it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter in game because it's on Orion. 22, 23, 24. Huh? Vio 5, oh, 25 speed with 8 res. It's on the Mo long. That could mess me up, but I'll figure it out later. That's alright. We'll figure it out later. Make it work. Make it work! There it is. Okay. No idea if that messes up speed tuning in RTA or not. So Dakota, Dark Chakram HOH, the Belita. Generally speaking, Belita's not like super anything. I have seen some people use her from time to time. They've given her a couple of buffs. She's not like a bad unit. She used to be terrible. I think the reason she feels so bad is because she's not Martina. And you're like, you get trolled when you get trolled by thinking that you got Martina and you didn't. You actually got Belita. But honestly, I mean, she's not terrible. Like, I wouldn't go use almighty pieces or anything, but I would definitely make sure I did the HOH. If you don't have her, I'd make sure I got one summon. By the way, guys, let me point something out here. 108 million. Any of you ever seen my account with 100 million mana? I certainly haven't. This is the most mana I've ever had, by far. Most mana I've ever had, by far. Alright guys, we're going to be drawing for the first account service here, or for the first help. I shouldn't say account service because it's two different things. So we're going to draw for the first help here in about 2 minutes. If you have not gotten into the drawing yet, make sure you do. We're only charging 1 point on this drawing. Yeah, Trendy, I mean, that's the one nice thing. When I'm working around the clock, my farming is actually high and my messing with stuff is actually low. Like, when I work that many hours and I'm not really playing, I'm not really doing anything except just farming, so the mana is finally piling up a little bit. Also, I think, like, you reach a point where there's just, like, nothing left to plus 15. A lot of the times my mana goes because I change builds and then I'm just plus 15ing stuff. But I'm getting to a point where it's like practically everything is plus 15. It's not even plus 12 at this point, it's plus 15, so. Pulled a couple of interesting runes recently. What up, what? Not runes, artifacts. What up, what? How you doing, man? I'll see if I can find them. Let's see if I can find that. It's there's both of them. I think are attack defense. Yeah, exactly, Trent. I mean, the mana does come. It's just that I mess around too much. I'm constantly changing builds. That's the main reason I'm always out of mana. It's that I actually use it. Also, I've been farming a lot of artifacts again. So the mana, for me, the mana will pile up when I'm not farming R5. When I'm farming R5, I go through a crap ton of mana just because I literally use all the gems and grinds. But I think I've also reached a point now where basically every rune on my account is max hero grinded. I've even been doing like the plus 6s. They're just all max hero grinded. So that's the other thing. There we go. I think I actually have a need. I didn't just notice that. I think I have a need for that one too. Yeah. No, that one's ancient. Let's go not ancient. Not the rune I was thinking of. There's a slot 1 that could take it, but let me check that on the RTA side. So I want that to go on Volantis. I don't know if all his runes are +5 yet. There it is. I knew I had a need for that one. Perfect! Volantis gains the speed. Dude, that was pretty nice. That was just like random. I didn't even know that was there. Anything else here grindable? Someday, I really need to change this to HP. I don't know why I did Legend on it. I'm sure this is like just an old rune. I actually remember when I rolled this rune. It's a very old rune. It kills me that this is not HP, but I can't bring myself to do anything until I have like 3 legend gems, so I can make sure I get like at least 11 HP on it or something. I never just seem to have like the excess of hero gems, so it kills me that this is defense, though. Kills me that that's defense. Yeah, I roll all artifacts, but it's still kind of fills up. What is that? Is that like the alert box? What is that reflection on the screen there, guys? Hang on. I think that was the alert box. Devilish becoming a channel member. Devilish, thank you very much, bro. Really appreciate it, man. Thank you very much for becoming a channel member. I know you're in Discord, by the way, so do me a favor, do an @moderators. Justin, you as well. If you don't have the channel member role any longer, it's been a couple of months since it got maintained, so you may still have it. But for Devilish and then for Justin, if you guys don't have the channel member role in Discord, just in any channel, chat in general, do an @moderators, tell them who you are, and they will give you the channel supporter role so that you get access to some additional chats and stuff. Wojo dropping the member chat saying 17 months. Man, time flies. Wojo, you're not lying, bro. 17 months, bro. 17 months. Wojo, thank you for being a channel member for almost a year and a half, man. I appreciate it. Alright, I guess we'll use these last couple of IO speed grinds, and then... Let's see... Inventory, mag... Hollyberry, there we go, Bio 4. Who knew she needed one? Dakota, yeah, man. Actually, I've seen your Halloween photos. I know how much you go out for Halloween. So definitely, but you said 17 days? Oh, 19. Okay, 19, yeah, 19 makes sense. 19 makes sense. Yeah, 19 days to Halloween. That one, no, that one. Okay, here we go. No, that one, no. That one's a sell. As Justin said, guys, if you're enjoying the stream, don't forget to smash that like button. Definitely help us get a larger stream. And then just a reminder, slot 4, in about half an hour, we're going to be doing that drawing for the... About half an hour, we're going to be doing that drawing for the 2-hour account service. That'll be a one-on-one account service for anything, really anything that you're looking for. So make sure you're sticking around for that. There we go. That's the end of the speed grind. So with that, we're going to go ahead and draw, guys. All right. First community help winner for today is going to be... Zeke Serrano, congratulations, bro. I know you're here since you literally just heisted. So Zeke, I'm pretty sure you know the deal, man. Drop me a message in Discord and let me know what you'd like us to do. And then I'm going to go ahead and start opening up the... Oops, I'm going to do this. All right, we'll just open this up right here. So 2-hour account service. So just a reminder, guys, the 2-hour account service is sponsored by Dean Ryan. I just think it's really cool that he's wanting to support the community. Specifically, what he said to me is that he wanted to make this available for people who aren't able to do it themselves, so that they can get the experience and, you know, hopefully get some help, but also generally just get the experience. So, guys, good luck, man. Huge shout out to Dean for doing this. One reminder, guys, obviously I'm leaving on vacation tomorrow, so we'll be scheduling this account service for probably in early November. Just keep that in mind. This drawing will be for an early November. This is going to be an offline account service, so we'll get on a Discord call. We'll spend 2 hours on your account doing whatever you'd like. If it's a roadmap, which is what we most normally do, is a roadmap, but it can be a mentoring session, it can be fixing a dungeon team, whatever you like, 2 hours. And then we'll just schedule a time that works for both of us. Alright, I just got a message from BlueStacks that we're low on RAM, so I guess we're not going to multitask this one. Let me see if I can close anything else down, too. That can't be, that can't be. I can close this down. And let's see. Sky, I'm going to Mexico City. Well, Mexico City and Puebla. 4 days in Puebla. And 4 days in Puebla and then 6 days in Mexico City. Okay, so trying to fix a speed GB team. Okay, got it. We can do that. Maybe. I haven't built that many speed GBT. Well, if you're doing the Belial one, I've done that one. All right, so here's what we're gonna do, guys. We are gonna turn this off. We're just gonna be using Mumu Player and not BlueStacks. So the Belial one, I'm gonna have to. The Belial one, I may have to do some research on. That's the only thing. I've only built it on my account, and the version I did on my account was the very first version that was like brute force. So that one was like where all your Ikaru were just built at 153 speed, and then you just build it like as much damage and fight runes as you can. But that one was not 100%. That was like 97, 95, 97%. There's another version that came out later that requires very specific speed tuning. I'm gonna have to look up and see if I can find that speed tuning quickly. And if I can, then I can definitely run the JSON builds. If I cannot, what I'll do is show you the configuration for the JSON builds, and then off stream we can look up that speed tuning. I think I know which video to find it in. I saw the video, I just never built the team. But first, let's take a look at where you're at and what you've done. It won't be... I'll let you know in a minute. I'll let you know in a minute if I think it's going to be time consuming or not. And then if I do, I'll just send you the video. Oh, so you haven't even started building it. Okay. Oh, man. Love the LDs. Geldnir OP, bro. Geldnir had the second highest win rate of any LD5 last season. Got it built, but it fails a lot. All right, so let's take a look at the builds then. What I can probably do at a minimum is create a tweak. You don't happen to have Zerath, do you? Zerath would make it so much easier to build. I know that's pretty... Oh, man, you got Yunhung too? Bro, you got some OP LD5s. But it looks like no Zerath. Alright, let's take a look at the Belial. Okay, so first thing, I do see why the Belial's failing. I see a couple of problems with the Belial, so I think I know partly why you're failing. So, let me look at the rest of the team before I tell you. Before I give you my assessment. Which Lucian? This one? He's fast. They're both fast. Okay, this one looks to be stronger, so it must be this one. Alright, let's see. Wow, that's why they're so fast. Okay, so crit damage Ikaru on Rage. Crit damage Ikaru on Rage. And one fight set. Okay, so from the brute force method, if you don't go into the faster one that requires the crazy speed tuning, I see several issues here that I would say that you would want to fix. I can fix them. Like I can build you the brute force team. I can't promise you that the brute force team itself is actually going to work because when I built it, it was about a 95-97% team, but probably be higher than what you have now. So there you go. First issue, first issue is Lucian doesn't clear. So that's a big issue in its own right. Second issue, by the way, is the Belial is too squishy. Third issue is the Belial. Third issue is crit rate across the board. So we need to create a little bit more consistency. If we can't get the damage output at 100 crit rate, then we can't make the team. Because it goes to exactly what you're talking about as far as it fails. Like right here, we actually just lost the Belial entirely. So let's start by fixing the Lucian and the Belial. And then keep in mind, like I said, I mean, the Lucian's pretty close, bro. The Lucian's pretty close, so that's an easy fix. Honestly, see, you know what? I don't even know that we need to fix the Lucian. I feel like we need to just do some fight Karus instead of rage Karus. So let's take a look at what your fight runes first and foremost. So that looks. Let's go ahead and import your file. Actually, let me give you an option here, bro. So I can improve these builds. I probably cannot, I'm just going to be honest, I probably can't make it a 100% team. I can probably get you to like a 97, 95, 97% team, depending on your runes. But if the runes are there, I can do the brute force team that's like 95, 97%, and you can watch how I run the builds, and then you can kind of go online and look up the faster Ikaru, or we can do turn 2 RTA. It's your account help, so you tell me which you prefer. If I do this, you'll at least get to see how I run the builds, and then you can kind of come back to this and take a look, and then rerun the builds if you need to. But I don't think, just to be clear, I don't think that this team will be your final team, because the brute force one is not 100%. Just do turn 2 RTA? Okay. So then let me bring down swap. So as far as this team goes, the tweaks that I saw immediately, Lucian, you can use the, so if you saw the one that the Lucian did not kill, it was one of the side crystals. Those are actually elemental neutral. So the 85 crit rate on Lucian is fine with the water monsters, but he failed to kill the element neutral crystal on the side. So you basically have enough damage on the Lucian to wave clear, but you've got to get his crit rate up. The other thing you can do is this artifact might be hard to change, but yeah, I mean, I want to say, like, if you do more additional damage by attack on this artifact, it'll do more to the crystals. I don't know if losing the 16 crit damage will hurt or not, but that's one thing you could do is try and make this more additional damage by attack to offset if you miss crits on the wave. For the Belial, he needs probably a plus 11k HP, but the bigger thing, too, is he needs a lot more defense. So I would try and get him over 100k effective HP, like get him to about 20k HP, and then like, 1 to 1.2k defense. The reason for that is because Lucian doesn't have perfect AI. So Belial is going to get hit sometimes, so he's not always going to go to the boss at full HP, and his AI is actually pretty good. He'll default to the skill 2 a lot, and then he eats half his own HP. So he's going to eat half his own HP on the mid-boss, and then if Lucian derps, he may eat another half of his HP. He gets really squishy, and then if the boss hits him at all, he's dead, and then you don't get his damage on the final wave. So he's got to be tankier, and then also he really needs to get to 100 crit rate. For the same thing, his skill 2 does a lot of damage, especially if his HP is low and he's ignoring. So the skill 1, obviously, that's where most, the passive on the boss, that's where a lot of the damage is coming. But as far as the mid-boss goes, you really need him at that 100 crit rate to make sure you clear the mid-boss faster. Because like you saw, we didn't clear the mid-boss in time, and then we had some monsters get frozen and stuff like that. And then for the Ikaru, I don't know, whoops. Okay, so for the Ikaru, you're going to want team-up damage, damage on water. Additional damage by defense is amazing for these guys. Also attack increasing effect because they self-attack increase. I wouldn't worry about their stats as much. The crit damage is nice on them, but they're doing such a small amount of the damage. I would focus more on making sure that they have enough accuracy. So I believe for this boss, so this guy's got 54, which I think the mid-boss now is 69. 69 or 70, so like 54, 55 is the goal, but like this guy only has 35, so I would definitely get this guy up to the 54, 55 accuracy mark that he needs as well. And then same thing for the last one, and then adding fight sets obviously will help as well. The other thing you can do is add determination or enhance sets to make the Belial tankier so he doesn't die as easily. So those are the changes that I would make there. Now, as far as RTA team goes, we're looking for turn 2. Obviously, Geldnir and Yun Hung is where it's at. So that's got to be Swift, right? There's no way. Okay. I was like, dude, if you did that on Vile, I need you to do account service on my account and teach me how to build a monster like that. I was like, there's no way. All right. So still a very solid Yun Hung. What's the Geldnir look like? 243, max res, tanky. Alright, so as far as a turn 2 team goes, I would seriously consider first picking Geldnir. I actually think he gives you a lot of flexibility. So Geldnir is not going to be bad against a lot of the CC comps that you've faced. And you've got the Haygang, so you can run a triple Revenge Vertihile. You've got the Josephine. And you've got the Juno. So you have pretty much all the meta stuff that you need. You have the Fire Robo. You've got to have Wind Robo. There's no way you don't. And you do not, it looks like you do not have Oliver. Oh, you do have Oliver. Okay. So I will tell you, this past RTA season, my best comps were always, I call them turn 2 comps, but I usually took turn 1. But it was Molong Bulwark, which is a turn 2 style comp, but using the Oliver speed lead. That was my highest win rate. Now, part of that is because I had Julienne, who works amazingly well in that comp. But honestly, the Yun Hung and the Geldnir should both also work really well in that comp. So there's 3 ways that I see you being able to go. And I don't honestly know which of these ways would be more effective. These are all 3 teams that I would want to see you test. The Craig obviously is not going to fit so well in and actually, you know what? Let's look through your box. I don't know if there's more LD5s. I think anything elemental, we can generally just think like, okay, we need this and we'll go take a look for it. But the LD5s, we should see if you have any others that are not being played at the moment. Just those three. Okay. Amber. Oh yeah, Amber is also pretty strong in RTA. She's a less reliable but stronger Rika. So it gives you kind of a secondary AoE CC unit. Could actually fit really nicely with the Geldnir and the Unhung. Even though you're not getting a lot of debuffs for her to scale off of, it's just her own debuffs, right? I mean, Yunhung does glancing, that's about it. But I still think she'd actually scale really nicely just because of the survivability and the cycling. Leica is another one, man. Leica Geldnir is freaking toxic. Leica Geldnir is absolutely toxic, and that was before his buff. Like last season, those Leica Geldnir comps were freaking brutal. You've got the Molong Bulwark. I mean, you've got an amazing turn 2 box. You've got the Miles to contest turn 1. Actually, really nice build on the Miles too. Really nice build on the Miles. So, yeah, you've got everything you need. You've got what'd you finish last season? C2. Okay. Yeah, you've got everything you need. Definitely. Not gonna lie, I don't want to make you feel bad, but I'm thinking you definitely should have finished higher than C2. So I think I don't know if you were just messing around, but I think you probably just need to do some organizing and figuring out where your core lies. So you do have the ability to go turn 1 with the Oliver Craig. You can do some pretty toxic comps, but you asked me turn 2, and of course I prefer turn 2. So I'll give you 3 teams that I would try out, or 3 first picks that I would try out on your account. The first one is Geldnir. Now there's good and there's bad about doing a first pick Geldnir. So the good is he actually will confuse your opponents. Like, as strong as Geldnir was in RTA last season, there's still not a lot of people running him. And it throws you off. Anytime you're not facing something consistent, you don't have a standard counter, you have to think, and it creates opportunities for your opponent to make mistakes. That is a big deal, because if you only cause your opponent to make a mistake twice out of 100 times, that swings your win rate by 2%. So just imagine if your opponent made 2 extra mistakes in every 100 matches, your win rate goes from 51 to 54, and at 54%, you're easily in Guardian. Okay, yeah, so tilt is a whole separate thing, bro. We have all been there on the tilt. You've seen me tilt on stream. And I mean, honestly, the only reason I said that, it's not to make you feel bad, because I've had plenty of seasons where I finished lower than I should have. It was more to say, like, specifically, I know you can finish higher. Like, from the builds I'm seeing, I don't know what your rune depth is, but from the builds I'm seeing and the box I'm seeing, you could definitely finish Guardian. You know, if you went in with a real solid strategy, if you tracked where you're struggling and came up with solutions to it, like if you used SW Arena to learn more about your own drafting, and then if you managed to avoid the tilt, I do think you could finish Guardian. If you don't have the rune depth, if I'm overestimating and I'm just looking at top end builds, at a minimum you should be in the C3 range. You should be able to reach the C3 range. So I say that just because I always like to be honest. If there's room for growth, sometimes people tell me, like, I want to finish Guardian, and I look at the box and I'm like, I don't want to be the bearer of bad news, but you know, it's not there yet. In your case, I think you have pretty much all the key meta units right now. Anyway, going to the core that I would yeah, see, that's the other thing, man, is it's tough when you're constantly changing, because monsters, it doesn't seem like it. It really doesn't. I'm just going to talk about my own account, man. You guys all know I've been on a crazy run with pulling LD5s, and not only have I pulled a lot, but the last, like, 4 of the last 6, which, you know, I've been pulling them a lot, 4 of the last 6 were all pretty meta RTA units, like really strong units. And every time I pull a new LD5 and I put it in RTA, I drop from like G3, G2, wherever I am, to C3. Like every single LD, I've dropped straight into C3. And it's because no matter how much we might think we know what a unit does, we don't always know where to use it. We don't always know what counters it. You have to draft it 100, 200 times before you really have a feel for knowing when it makes sense. And also before that monster starts to pop into your head at the right time. Like, early on, you're going to overdraft it, you're going to force it, you're going to rely on it too much. You know, again, just using my account as an example, because I do have a bad habit of forcing LDs, and that hurts me. is most of the time, if I see myself drafting 2 to 3 LDs on a consistent basis, I'm probably dropping in rank. If I see myself drafting 1 to 2 LDs on a consistent basis, I'm probably climbing. What you really want to do is build a team that synergizes with your LD, and then build a team that gives you some flexibility to pick the LD that fits. But you don't want to just ignore the elemental units because they're elemental, because many of them are stronger, or at least they synergize better than LDs. So that's like kind of one of the things on my account last season I noticed is I kept climbing, and then I kept like just basically hurting myself because I would climb and then I would start to draft LDs too much, and then I would drop, and then I would go back to the basics, and in a cycle. Anyway, to your account, I would try the Geldnir first pick, even though I'm sitting here talking about not overdrafting LDs, but Geldnir plays in every comp right now. Probably the only thing Geldnir might really struggle with is if somebody is just like running direct snipe and they have enough damage to one-shot stuff. But he's going to be good against a lot of the more aggressive comps because he'll keep your team alive. He's going to work amazingly well with a lot of your turn 2 comps. So anything built around a Molong or a Leica, built with a Bulwark, all of those are just going to be so strong. Anything with a Miles, all of those comps are going to be so strong with the Geldnir on the field that Geldnir turns into basically something between a force ban and an auto win. Like they have to ban the Geldnir, or they have to just, like you're just going to overwhelm them. So I like the Geldnir first pick because I think you can pivot into turn 2, turn 1, turn 1.5. I think you can pivot into basically everything except a CC team. And even, I mean, to a small extent, you can run the Geldnir in CC because he does have strip, but I mean, you know, let's be real. He doesn't do enough. He's more designed to keep you alive, but I still think he can let you pivot into some kind of more aggressive turn 1 teams, not necessarily CC, or maybe a better way to say it is not necessarily AoE CC, but like Geldnir does synergize great with Oliver, because if you run the Geldnir in front of the Oliver, you strip and set up the Oliver reset. So for example, you run Geldnir and Oliver, and then you got the Oliver speed lead, Geldnir goes in front, strips the Shizuka gets reset by the Oliver, and that can be GG. So the first thing I would do is definitely speed up the Geldnir. Get him in front of my violent units. I would tighten my speed tuning. Of course, you want everybody to speed tune really tight together. But I would speed up the Geldnir, put him in front, and then I would test him as a first pick. And I would work him in with units like Oliver, Molong, Bulwark. It looks like you are missing Dominic. That might be the one really meta unit that you're missing. So where do you make up the damage? Obviously, Masha is going to work in those drafts, and Miles is going to work in a lot of those drafts. So I'd probably mix them in with like a mixture of the Oliver, the Molong. You know what? You could also take the Ethna off of Swift. I've been testing this Swift? Actually, this might be Despair. No, that's Swift. Okay. So I've been testing a Swift Teshar, and I've been really happy with the early results. I'm not positive he's the best answer yet. Like Wind Robo may actually still be better, to be fair. But man, the results with the Swift Teshar have been good. I drafted him twice into SWC players yesterday. Well, I won with him twice into SWC players yesterday. I lost with him twice as well. But it's still 50-50 against SWC guys. And he's not even on my fastest Swift. He's on like my 3rd fastest. Good stats, but anyway, I think you can move the Ethna onto a really high damage Bruise or Viosec. Because of that base speed, you can go HP crit damage attack with amazing subs, and then you get the 33 crit rate lead, so you can run her like 70 crit rate. And when you run the Oliver speed lead, she gets extra damage from her additionals, and when you don't run the Oliver speed lead, you get her lead. So I think she might be a good replacement for you for not having Dominic, because she can do a crap ton of damage, and then she gives you some CC and some other really cool stuff, defense breaks, strip, stuff like that. Plus, you do have the Yun Hung as your primary Swift option, and then you've got Sekhmet, so you really don't even need a 3rd Swift unit. I mean, maybe if the Sekhmet is taken and it's contested, but most of the time you would, if you keep the Yun Hung on Swift, most of the time you would use Yun Hung and Sekhmet, and the Ethna wouldn't get drafted anyway. Now, I would actually consider running the Unhung on Vio and switching her over to a crit rate build. I believe that you could probably get, I don't know, from the runes I've seen, you can probably get plus 180 in Vio on the Unhung. If you switch her up to crit rate, you can still match the other stats. You lose the crit damage, but you gain the Vio, which is a big deal. That helps fix the issue of her being CC'd. Even if you're losing 10 speed, I mean, the reality is that at 306 right now, the 306? Yeah. She's at 306 right now. So 306 is not outspeeding that many Swift units. Once you move up to like C3 Guardian, 306 is not going to outspeed a lot of Swift units. And 286, 296 will still outspeed almost all Vio and Despair units. So it's not like I'm telling you to take Yunhung off a 330 Swift set. If she was plus 214, I might say keep her on Swift. But because she's plus 190, I don't know that you're actually gaining that many times where the Yunhung is acting first, as opposed to how many times the Yunhung proccing out of a stun or something like that would win you a match. So I would actually probably just go really fast Vio on the Yunhung. I would then move the Geldnir up in speed, and I would work a core of Geldnir, Yunhung, Molong, Ethna, probably some Woos in there when you need an additional kind of immunity, because you're going to get a lot of support from these two. You already have the healing from these two, right? But Woosa would be another monster that would work really well in there. And then I would work in the Leica, because Geldnir Leica is just freaking broken, man. Seriously. Now, obviously, that's the core that you're going to be working for, but you're going to have a lot of other picks that are going to be based on what your opponents use. Miles would play a really big role in that team. Juno would play a big role in that team. Obviously, Riley would play a role in that team. Sagar, I would... I want to say I would speed the Sagar up, but I run into the issue that, like, the Sagar on Swift, from what I'm seeing of the runes, won't be much faster than the Yunhung on Vio. So then it becomes like, wouldn't you get more utility out of Miles and Yunhung than you would out of a 290 Swift Sagar when you're running the Miles and the Yunhung at over 290? I think maybe the answer here is that Sagar needs to go Vio as well, but he won't be a big part of your core. He won't be a big part of your core, I think. I think the Ethna would wind up being more a part of your core, because you have a lot of units that can strip, so they can set up for Ethna, but Ethna can also give you a CC component. I mean, Sagar strips as well, and Sagar's got AoE provoke. Sagar is generally stronger, but I feel like the Ethna is going to fit better because of her cycle ability, man. The Yunhung Ethna cycling off of each other with defense breaks and then all the big damage that comes out of those two is really toxic. They could both work. Because I could make the same case here that, like, you have all this strip that sets up the Geldnir provokes, sets up the Sagar provokes. So I would test between these two and get a feel for which one works more effectively for you. Now, if all of that sucks, and also Nana, by the way, Nana should be a part of your core, but I would switch her to a damage build, because most people don't target Nana first. So when we go back to my account, remind me, I'll show you my build. But I very much prefer her on a damage build. She needs to be around plus 20k HP, just because if people do enough damage on her that her attack bar obviously is shrinking at a lower rate than everyone else, they will retarget her if they see her too squishy. So you can't go like plus 10k HP on crit damage. But if you get her to around 30k HP total, 32, and then like 1k total defense, you can get away with putting her on like crit rate with some attack through subs and stuff like that. And she becomes really, really effective against Masha, which is nice to give you that extra Masha counter, considering that a lot of your damage is going to be coming from wind units in this comp with the Ethna and the Oliver. Or the Molong, which just doesn't really dominate a Masha the way you'd like. You do have the Miles, but Miles could get banned out, so you need that secondary Masha threat. Now, if the Geldnir does not work out as a first pick, my next choice for you is obviously going to be the Oliver. But I still want to see you working Geldnir into your comp a lot. If you're doing a turn 2, it's got to be something like Oliver, Molong, Geldnir, Bulwark, and then another damage dealer. Probably the Ethna, because you want something that can do 30% damage and set up the Molong. But it could be Miles in some of those cases, especially if the first snipe is a fire threat. And I suppose I would keep the Barber on Swift. So yeah, I'd probably look at those builds. And then if the Oliver is not gaining you traction and the Geldnir is not gaining you traction, then you can play around with first pick Nana. But the risk of so the benefit of first pick Oliver, and where first pick Oliver may actually work out more for you than Geldnir, is it means you don't face Oliver, because facing Oliver is going to be a problem. The Geldnir is going to help you a lot, but Oliver will still just shut the Geldnir down, right? So my concern with first pick Geldnir is that you'll have trouble pivoting to deal with Oliver. If that's the case, that's when you switch to first pick Oliver. If you're struggling with first pick Oliver, it's probably going to be because of Masha, but I feel like the Geldnir, the Miles, and the Yun Hung will all give you so many counters to Masha that also just work in a general comp. So you're not drafting them specifically to counter Masha, you're drafting them because they fit in your comp, and as a side benefit they counter Masha. I don't think you'll wind up going past the Oliver. If you do, then I would go with Nana, and I would still work with all the same core units I've talked about. For the most part, your box has really all the core units you want. It's just a matter of refocusing where the runes are, focusing the speed tuning and the draft sequence. I would completely drop Belinus from your box, he doesn't fit. I would honestly probably drop the Yogan from your box, he doesn't fit. Tomo, I didn't have a lot of success with, but you do need an extra speed lead. I don't see a more in here, so if you don't have more, then I keep the Tomo. Even if you do have more, might keep the Tomo, but if you have more, I would drop the Chiwu. I would drop Ginger Brave, he's just trash. I know you were probably just testing him out, but I would still take him out. And then the Craig, I don't know that I see where Craig fits into any of this turn 2 stuff, so I'd probably drop him out as well. Like I said, you can take the Swift set off of Ethna and try it on Wind Robo. He is really OP right now. You could also test the Fire Robo, but the Wind Robo is really just better. I think that's it. Rika should be built. Rika definitely should be built. You want Rika on a Despair set acting last on your team. A lot of times the Rika is going to be 20-30 speed slower than the rest of your team because you want the opponent to run out of immunity. So I definitely add Rika to your box. I talked about Laika a lot already. I don't think you can make, I'm going to be honest, I don't think you can make a fast enough Daphnis to make him work as a... I don't think you can make him work as a Swift threat. You can do a Nemesis Daphnis, but you have too many good monsters that would already work in that team. I'm not sold on the value of a Nemesis Daphnis for you, but you could try it. If you struggle with, the big one is if you struggle with Dominic. Like if you find that Dominic is creating problems for you because of the heal block, like the heal block could kind of mess up the Geldnir, then you might consider a Nemesis Daphnis that can cut in and snipe the Dominic. But I wouldn't do Swift. I think anything under about a 310 Daphnis with 85 crit rate and accuracy is, you know, if I'm looking at this with an eye of that you should be able to get into C3 and then try to compete for Guardian. So if I give you stats and speeds, I'm talking about what stats I think you need to really use that monster effectively while competing for Guardian. I think the Daphnis needs to be 305, 310 if you're going to use him as a Swift unit for Guardian. Especially because you don't have more, so you don't have that second really good speed lead. You've got the Oliver, and then Tomo's OP, but Tomo's not going to fit your comp. Like the stuff I just talked about, Tomo doesn't really fit any of that stuff very well. More would have fit it better. Chiwu doesn't really fit it very well either. So you really only have one key speed lead. That's going to make it harder to pull off like a slower Daphnis and like trying to gamble on getting him with a speed lead. I'd probably rune up the Ciara. Not a huge fan of Ciara in the current RTA meta. Her win rate's trash. She doesn't really fit with a whole lot. But, Geldnir, Yun Hung, they both strip. They fit together amazingly well. They're going to be in a ton of your comps, which means you're going to have a lot of setup for Ciara. So I think Ciara could be much more effective for you than she is for a lot of other people right now. I think the Ciara would probably be a really good addition. She gives you that extra damage you're looking for as well, a little bit of extra CC, and then she gives you that second speed lead. And then, of course, I would rune the Teshar up in Swift, probably faster than the Ethna set, if you can, because I know you had several units built on Swift. Like I wouldn't trust the Swift Barber anymore because everything drops into like, let's say 250, 260, 270 Vio. A 330 Barber can't boost those Vio units up to take turn one. The Barber is only going to give you 15% attack power. So your units need to be like 280, 290 for a 330 Barber to boost them up. So you could take some of those runes off of Barber and move them over to Teshar, who just does more disrupt stuff instead of trying to give you turn one. Gandy doesn't really fit any of the stuff we kind of talked about. And then Gyu, I'm not sure yet. I thought she was going to be broken. Everything I've seen from people doing testing so far indicates that she's nowhere near as good as I thought she would be. I still think she's going to be broken, but I think she may require certain types of monsters to synergize with. So I think that's it, bro. I think that's it. That's where I stand with your box. Those are the things I would test out. You're very welcome, man. You're very welcome. All right, guys. I'm going to do one wing. I'm going to give you a last chance to get in. Now, remember, this is the big drawing, guys. This drawing has a $100 value. This is sponsored by Dean Ryan. This is the 2-hour account service that we will schedule for sometime in early November, probably. So if you're not in this drawing, make sure you get into this drawing. Should have made sure all this stuff was ruined, huh? Also forgot about the Unhung. She'd have been a better pick here. Well, no, the Nana was the right pick on the end. No, I guess these were pretty much all more or less the right picks. Oh, is he not skilled up? I feel like he didn't activate there. Got it. Keep in mind, you can fusion him also. That's kind of unfortunate, but let's do this. I don't know what rune quality that was because it was a placement match, but I mean, look at how much work he did right there. So he must be a new pull for you then? If you're saying you're right, he must be a new pull, huh? All right, guys, here we go. 2-hour account service. Guys, good luck to everybody. Guys, this is obviously the thank you to all of you who are channel members. It's honestly, I mean, I want to thank everybody who supports the channel, hangs out in the streams, but this one is definitely to thank all of those of you who have supported the channel over time. So, here we go, guys. Without further ado, it is going to... it is going to Zeke! It is going to Zeke, who gets in at the very last second, and I have a feeling we may know what he's looking for. Zeke, congratulations, bro. I'm pretty sure. Can we kill this Leica? I think so. Yeah, Zeke, I'll be honest, I was like, oh man, the same guy winning twice on one stream, but they're for different drawings. I wasn't going to take it away from you either. I'll leave it up to you. That's why Tomo never works for me. And yes, guys, I know she had heal block. I did that just to clear the, Actually, she would have taken a turn either way, right? I'm not sure if she takes a turn either way there. I did that to clear the debuffs, but now that I think about it, I think she takes a turn either way. I think I messed that up. But it was intentional. Yeah, it was intentional. It was just intentionally bad. It doesn't matter. He can't kill from here. Alright guys, so we are going to do a redraw. I want to check something. I'm going to show you guys the bot interface because I'm going to actually show you guys the bot interface as we do the drawing. So let me, I've never really showed this on screen before, so hang on for me, bear with me for just a moment while I set this up. Screen capture, video media, okay. Oh, lost my... Alright. So we go... Window capture. New source. I saw that, actually I saw that right when we got on, you know? No re-enters, Trendy. Well, I guess it's up to Zeke, because he won. So Zeke, re-entries or no re-entries? Since he's allowing for the redraw. Re-entries. Okay, so we'll do re-entries. So I'm actually going to show you guys the bot. You can see how it works here. Because I know Trendy said, like, why is it always the last person? I just want to show you guys the configuration, make sure everybody sees it straight on the up and up. Alright, so we come in here and you can see the options, entry messages, we have individual group, block remove users, remove a user. These are all the options I have on this right here. And then we have ticket cost, max ticket, and that's it. These are all the options I have right here. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to say re-enter. We're going to open this giveaway. You guys can see how the bot works. We'll go ahead and do one more wing while we wait. That's a good idea, Zeke. Yeah, I would definitely not enter this one. All right, let's see what happens with Oliver first pick. Oh, I hope he's ruined. Okay, he is. Joel becoming a channel member. Bro, Joel, thank you very much, man. Really appreciate you becoming a channel member. Joel, I'm not sure if you were on stream earlier, so if you didn't hear this earlier... Yeah, let's do that. If you didn't hear this earlier, do me a favor. In Discord, you can... and OG Buzzy also becoming a channel member. Guys, thank you both very much for becoming channel members. I really appreciate it. So Joel and OG Buzzy, if you didn't catch this earlier, do me a favor in any channel in Discord, but like chat in general, do an @moderators, let them know who you are, and they will add your channel member role. Dude, that's some big damage from your Diana, man. That's some really big damage from that Diana. But do you see how freaking OP this Geldner has been? I don't know what rune quality we're... Well, okay, do you see how busted this Diana is? Do you see how busted that Diana is? But no. I don't know the rune quality of the people we were facing, but the Geldner did some freaking crazy work, man. Like, they just can't touch you. Like, I took turn 2. That last one I didn't technically take turn 2, but I basically drafted to take turn 2, or at least drafted to accept some hits, knowing that the Geldner would keep me alive, and like all 3 matches he did. I mean, Geldner is just so good in the current meta. In the current meta, Geldner is easily triple S tier. I don't know that you can spam him. Like, once you get into, like, G2, I don't know that you could spam him every match, because artifact damage will start to catch up to you. But you can definitely spam him up to C3, I think. Yeah, I mean, I actually forgot Yun Hung again. Like, Yun Hung is a legit SS tier monster, and I forgot her in 2 of the 3 drafts, because I was so fixated on the Geldner. I got a man crush or something. Alright guys, here we go. So, I'm going to bring up the bot again one more time. You guys can watch the drawing right here. And one more time, so Joel and OG, because I was like, I was actually focused on the stream. I just want to make sure you guys know I really do appreciate you becoming channel members, so thank you both very much. And Reaper dropping the member chat, even 25 months. Man, I can't believe it's been over 2 years, bro, but... Reaper saying, come on, Lady Luck, I need some good news today. Good luck, everybody. Yeah, especially with the phone being broken. Guys, here we go. We are going to do the drawing. You can see, you can all see if you're in. All right, you can see Joel is in now as well. So here we go, guys. We are going to pick the winner, and you can see up at the top of the screen right here, it'll show you who won. That winner is Joe99, so it was not the last person who entered. I was not the last person who entered. Joe, congratulations, bro. So, Joe, what you actually won, just to be clear, this is the 2-hour account service. So this is the account service I charge $50 an hour for. This is sponsored by Dean Ryan, which means you're not paying for that service. What I need you to do is message me in Discord. We will set up a day in November, late October, early November when I'm back from vacation. And we'll do that through Discord. So we'll get on a Discord call. I'll log into your account, stream everything back to you, and we'll do 2 hours of whatever it is you'd like. If it's a roadmap, RTA help, anything, anything that you'd like for 2 hours. Well, anything Summoners War related. Anything Summoners War related. Okay. All right, for this one, we are gonna do. This is our yeah. Especially when I say we're gonna, it's voice only, by the way. No video on Summoners War related. Just to be clear, just to be extra clear. All right, so last drawing. This is gonna be the last members account help. So only able to do 2 tonight. I apologize, guys. I didn't get out of work until 8 my time, and then I do still have to pack and kind of prep for the trip. But this will be the last one for today. We'll go ahead and do another wing just so we have something up on stream while we get the entries. Alright, so here, I think this is going to be super freaking toxic. Is he ruined? Yeah, he is. Question is, can I get enough damage out with the Nana Gelnir? Because your Nana's not in a damage build also. He's just missing 4. I mean, you can... the Bulwark's not skilled either. That's okay. I think we can make it work. Well, I hope. So I wanted to do the Yun Hung. That's going to be a little painful against the Gyu, right? I have to be able to get damage out, though. Yun Hung was going to be my go-to. He's got no... Okay. Will I be tuned here? Will I be tuned 254? Okay, I'll be tuned enough. I can do this. So if I ban the Gyu, this should work. Unless, because this is going to be, he's going to ban Oliver. It's going to be all about him killing Diana. We don't get the damage from the Nana, but we do have Bulwark stacks. Let's try it. No lead skill here. Okay. Hussein becoming a channel member. Bro, Hussein, thank you very much for becoming a channel member, man. I really appreciate it. Hello! Thank you very much, man. I really appreciate it. And I'm sure you heard, but just in case you didn't, do me a favor. In Discord, you can do an app moderators, and they will give you access to supporter chats as well. Okay, let's do this. This takes away some of his snipe ability. Let's steal this. I think she lives, right? Oh, she lives and she's back, ladies and gentlemen. Look at Gelnir go. Look at Gelnir go. And she's back again, and he's got no skills left. Now, do we have the ability to kill? That's the real question. Do we have the ability to kill? Alright, give me this. Let's do this. He did get a heal block there. That kind of sucks. Let's do this. Oh, that was a good stun. That was a good stun. A little bit of heal here. So he'll get 1 kill here, but then we get to come back and kill the Daphnis, I think. Alright, do I have enough attack bar? Molong has not sniped yet. Yeah, I have to go into the Molong. Carl becoming a channel member. Carl, thank you very much also, man. Really appreciate you guys. Thank you guys for becoming channel members, man. Seriously. Alright, we did lose the Diana, but he's got no sustain left. We may be able to get a stack here. Oh, you got that big strip right there. You can only S2 here. Can we kill? Alright, we got a stack. So, I'll tell you where this comp goes wrong. I can tell you where I screwed up on this comp. I haven't had a way to stack up the Lightning Emperors. That's been the real major issue here, is I'm not getting stacks fast enough. I mean, that and damage, right? There's a few things here. So, some of this could be handled by builds. You know, some of this could be handled by adjusting builds. Some of this could be handled by a different draft strategy. The Oliver probably wasn't the best pick, but this was still like, if you think about it, it's a good demonstration of like how Immortal Geldnir makes your team. So even though we wound up losing, I'm not unhappy with it because a lot of times losses are instructional. I do think the Geldnir Bulwark, pretty disgusting together, but what I would actually want to see now, I don't know if you have him in your box. He's not there. Do you have Fang? Right, yeah, you've got a Fang and you've got a Ritesh. So Fang and Ritesh, in that particular comp, had I drafted either Fang or Ritesh instead of Diana, they both have buffs that would have double stacked my Lightning Emperors. So, and like in that particular draft, if I took the Fang over the Diana, which I probably would have had I seen him in the box, I'll be honest, I didn't even think of him, but had I seen him in the box, I would have gone Fang over Diana there. Then I think in both of those instances, the extra stacks from the Fang and the defense break setup from the Fang and all that good stuff probably would have been enough for us to win. Ritesh, I also think, could have done the job there because he's got skill 2 heal and cleanse, he's got his skill 1 strip now, and he does HP scaling damage. Fang is definitely the better pick. In that draft, Fang is by far the better pick, but I think Ritesh could have done it too. Just because this defense buff, it makes you so much harder to kill, but much more importantly, it stacks the Lightning Emperors. That was the biggest thing I was missing, was the stacks. So yeah, I think either of these, or kind of any unit that can do damage and then bring up some buffs, would have been really good there. Carl, hello. Thank you again for becoming a channel member. Really do appreciate it. And I can't remember if I said it, because I know I've said it a few times, but Carl, if you have not yet, and I apologize if I'm repeating, just in Discord, do an @moderators. Let them know who you are, and they'll give you access to the supporter channels. So guys, here we go. Last drawing for today's stream. I do want to make sure the new members. So Hussein and Carl, if you wanted to join in the drawing, I'm going to give you one last chance. I will be doing the drawing at the end of this wing. Zeke, you kind of landed the jackpot because we did 2 drawings on your account, so you got to see some, so we wound up doing some extra wings. But I think that's completely fair considering you gave away the first account service, which is a very cool thing of you to do. I mean, you easily could have just chosen to keep it, so I think it's completely fair that we do a little bit of extra content on your account as well. See, this is GG already. Alright, so here I would like maybe some immunity, just because of the defense breaks. Wusa would give me some good utility here with some damage. This is another great draft for Fang, by the way. This is an amazing draft for Fang, but I think we can make the Praha work here. Extra strip. Nah, Diana. A little more direct damage threat. And then for those of you who don't know, Bulwark goes through Leica's passive, which is why I'm allowing the Leica through. Generally speaking, the Diana will do enough artifact damage if she's runed properly. Like I can S3 the Bulwark into the Leica and then run the Diana into the Leica and just kill it with artifact damage if I need to. Let's go for the Fran first. I did. There's an actual, like a very specific reason for that as well. No, she's ahead. She's ahead. Oh, but there's anti-crit. You know what? There's anti-crit, so he could catch me. We can just play this slow. Dude, he gave me all the buffs again. I was trying to hold this until I could buff with the Wusa. Okay, I don't care if the Lulu cuts here. I mean, this isn't super fair. This is just dominating by rune quality and somebody who didn't know RTA very well, to be honest. That one wasn't very instructional. Yeah, that one was not very instructional. That one was not very fair. But all right, guys, we are going to draw for the next account service. So here we go. The next winner is. We'll go ahead and bring this up one more time so you guys can see it. Oh! Reaper has been trying for 3 streams. Reaper, huge congratulations, man. Go Praha. Yeah, there you go, guys. If you're or I knew he would bulwark here. I was actually curious what would happen if he did bulwark, which is one reason why I invited it. The Miles. So he should ban Miles. He's not too worried about the Masha. If he bans Miles, I can deal with the Wusa through the stacks, right? So it's... Man, see, I don't want to ban the Oliver, but I think I have to. I don't want to ban the Oliver because it makes Masha a dead pick. That's the actual reason I don't want to ban the Oliver there is because it makes Masha a dead pick. But the Oliver's just... I didn't do enough to deal with the water units. If I let the Oliver reset me, I get controlled. Yeah, let's take speed. So it could be the Uno army, guys. Pretty soon we could have the Uno army. Wow, an off-will Rika without resistance. That was definitely not expected. Dude, seriously. When I face Tomo, she never misses anything. When I use her, she never lands anything. Alright, let's just do this. Yeah, look at that. She legit landed nothing. She got 1 pushback. And then she got stunned. Wow. So bad, man. So bad. Tomo, like, I don't think Tomo missed a buff against me all last season. Missed a debuff against me all last season. Ooh, he gave it to us. Really surprised he did that. Also, I would have put that into the Geldnir or the Praha, gotten more heal, more bang for my buck there. Hey, she landed something. And then she glanced. That's okay. We got Masha. Masha doesn't care about element. Tomo does, but Masha does not. So this guy spent an entire match trying to kill a Masha, including having a Bulwark, and wasn't able to do it. If there's not a better demo of the power of Geldnir, I don't know what is. All right, just remember to message me in Discord, bro. I'll bump the thread so I have your login info. All right, Zeke, there you go, bro. Thanks again for being a good sport about the drawing. And yeah, I definitely think that you can do well this season, man. Yeah, I mean, obviously I was showcasing him, so I don't know that you necessarily spam him every match. But I'll be honest, I feel like if I had him, he would be like one of my 3 or 4 most drafted units. So there's more comps you can run. I was obviously trying to showcase him. And at the end of the day, the Oliver first pick may be the way to go, just because having to face, like in those couple of drafts where I tried to face him, it was just tough, man. I mean, Oliver is still he is the king. He's the reigning king. But you've got him, and that makes it even more amazing, because when you first pick Oliver, they're going to run more Chung against you a lot. And then you can bring out something like the Geldnir Diana, Geldnir Triple Revenge Verd, Hagang, whatever. And it's going to be that much harder for them to actually ban the Geldnir, because a lot of times they're going to be looking to ban that Oliver. So I think the Oliver Geldnir core is going to be really, really strong. And then having the ability to pivot into Molong, Bulwark, Fang type stuff, or the ability to pivot into the Chung, Tomo type stuff gives you that flexibility. And then we haven't even talked about Yun Hung, because Yun Hung really should be in most of those drafts as well. She's still one of the 5 or 10 strongest LD5s in the game. So, Yun Hung being able to serve as damage dealer, healer, everything else, yeah, there's a lot of flexibility. Yeah. I mean, I think you're probably looking at Yun Hung as a frequent 5th pick, which is not a bad thing, because it means they don't have time to prepare for her. But I mean, a lot of it is testing opponent response, right? I think the Geldnir early gives people more chance to screw up because they're not used to facing him. That's one reason I like him early. Sometimes they might just ignore him. They might just be like, I don't know what to do with this guy, so I'm just going to plan to ban him. And you should be able to read that through the draft after a while. You'll start to get a feel for when they're just planning to ban him no matter what. And that gives you a free roll on the rest of your comp anyway. And then there's other times where they may overcorrect for him, something like that. But either way, the Geldnir early and then dropping the Yun Hung as a 5th pick, I can't believe I kept forgetting her. Might be better to have her as a 4th pick. In that last draft where I took the Tomo, maybe the Yun Hung was better there, because I could have still taken speed leads later, especially once you have the Ciara rune. So stuff like that. All right, so there you go, bro. Good luck this season, man. And Reaper, looking for some RTA stuff as well. We'll show off the Island Art first. We can do that. So here we go, guys. Reaper got in one of the more nicely decorated islands that we log on to on a regular basis, to be honest. And of course, the reason for the account win is the All right, guys, here we go. So let's start off by seeing if there's anything I feel like we need to add into your box. I want to bring your attention over here to the Khitan de Shang. Figured the Samoth might be a useful addition. For strippers, we got more Chiwu Yogan. Yeah, Smoth could be useful. Okay. Ginger Brave, Light Chun-Li. Got the Escher as well. And Tiana as well. What up, Varmal? How you doing, man? We got the Teshar, but not Deviled. I wouldn't expect. Okay. Yeah, I think for the most part, you've got... maybe we could have played with the Chandra, but with him not being deviled, I don't think he would fit anyway. I could have, we could have tested him a little bit, but I don't think he's a great fit. He's interesting in Siege. He came out being stronger in Siege than I expected. So Eladriel, Teshar. Yeah, I don't think I would recommend deviling either of those because they're units that I might have toyed around with, but I don't know at the end of the day that they're the right fit. Okay, so Khitan de Shang, we've got accuracy, we've got a solid build, we're at 202. Molong 206, Rakan's unruned. Ooh, you got mana today. Nice. Yeah, it shows, bro. It shows. It's actually a perfect rune right there. We don't. Oh wait, why did I go over speed? We don't need speed, but I still think that was probably. Ooh, actually, yeah, no, that's a better rune. Okay. $17. Oh, we got way more than we need. Okay. Use that. Nice rune. Oh, Carl, just doing app moderators in pretty much any chat in general. Let's see. Let me see if I can add it. Yeah, so Carl, just do an app moderators and chat in general, and I can add it for you. There we go. Do this. 2 crit rate off. Okay, I'm okay with that. All right. Not sure why the Vanessa is so fast, but we won't use her much anyway. Let's see, Zeke, for what I saw, if you're going to go turn 2, I would be, so I did, honestly, like, I looked at the builds, I didn't look at the runes. I don't know what the depth of your will runes is. You're going to need, obviously, some good will runes, and then a lot, you will need you don't really need a ton of despair, like, because you're not going to be playing, with that core, with the Geldner Yunhung, you wouldn't play as much CC stuff. You would pivot. You need a good set on your Juno, a good set on your Chung Peng, but the Chung can be either Vio or Despair. The Juno, so you need like one good Despair set for Juno, and then maybe a good Despair set for Chung. The Rika doesn't actually need a good set. She just needs runes. I mean, she needs good runes. But she needs accuracy, Despair, like not stuff other monsters are competing for, and she's slow. She's usually built real slow. If you add the Amber to your box, she's still going to be Vio. Yeah, you basically just dragons. And I didn't look at your artifacts at all. The Diana damage was really impressive. So I'm assuming your artifacts are decent by the Diana, but you could just have 2 great artifacts that work for Diana, right? So generally speaking, if you're moving up to get into C1, it's going to be knowledge. More than it, you have to have some runes, you have to have some monsters. Like, don't get me wrong, the smartest player in the world's not going to take a day 1 account and get into C1, right? But there's a lot of accounts that could make it to C1. To get from Fighter 3 to C1, it's having some runes, having a box, and then having knowledge. The less knowledge you have, the more you can rely on runes and box. Like if you've got Douglas, Moore, Chung, you don't actually need a lot of knowledge of different game modes because you could just go spam those 3 and probably make C1 as long as the builds were good, right? Like if you have more Douglas, Chung all on 260 like Vio and Despair, then you probably don't need as much knowledge as if you're trying to get in on a turn 2 team. But anyway, to get from C1 to C2, it's a mix of monsters and box. To get from C2 to C3, it's a mix of monsters and box. Monsters and box are the same thing. Monsters and runes. To get from C1 to C2, it's going to be a mix of monsters and runes. To get into C3, it's going to be monsters and runes again, but with the monsters a little bit more important. To get into G1, this is where artifacts really start to hit the equation. So the better your artifacts are, the more it makes up for the fact that like once you get into like high C3, everybody's runes are starting to equalize. There's still people with better or worse, but the builds don't have as big of a difference. Speeds will vary a little bit, but actual stats won't vary as much. Like people are starting to get to that power creep point where all the runes are kind of equalizing, and then the artifacts start to differentiate you. And then getting from G1 to G2, artifacts matter more, and G2 to G3, artifacts matter more. And again, once you get into those Guardian levels, box matters a ton as well. It's not the only thing out there. I mean, Obabo ranked 25 last season with no freaking Oliver. There are G3 players that have no LD5s or have no meta LD5s, so you can make up for no monsters if you've got good enough runes and good enough gameplay, so it all kind of works together. But monsters definitely give you more benefit than runes and knowledge the higher you get. So in your case, you've got 2 of the top LD5s, and your builds were solid. So I would focus on improving builds by farming R5. You could always improve on the runes you have. I would focus on continuing to grow your artifacts, and then I would work on violent and will depth if you're going to be playing a lot of turn 2, along with just making sure you have a small handful of decent despair sets. Okay, Carl, I got you with the channel member. All right, so what I want to do with your account, we're going to do a couple of wings first. I want to get a feel for what's going to make sense as a first pick for you. You have a challenging box because you have one of the top LD5s in the game, but you don't have the great Swift speed runes. That's Swift speed runes. Wow, my words escape me. Somebody asked me how my Spanish is coming. It was Justin, right? Justin asked me how my Spanish is coming. He should have asked me how my English is coming. But we'll get there. We're going to learn English, and then we're going to learn Spanish. We'll get there. But yeah, so I would say for you, a lot of it is going to be about draft sequencing. We want to see how we can influence our opponents to give us the drafts that we want them to give us. In other words, we want to be able to draft certain units, and we need our opponents to let us do that. So it's going to be about like what first pick gets the right response to allow us to build to a draft where the Khitan de Shang is going to be the best pick. So this right here, this is definitely a little forced, not gonna lie. But this is just about, this is really me just getting a feel for how people respond. Obviously, I mean, with this draft, this is not a serious RTA player, but still gives us a feel. Yeah, it looks like a bully moment until that Veramos wrecks us, I'm not gonna lie. But still, we should be able to kill the Kaki fast enough. He might actually be faster, though. Well, no, we have speed lead. He won't be faster with speed lead, right? Yeah. Okay, so first thing is we got a tuning issue. Masha should not be faster than Moore. And we do have to go into the Veramos or we'll start to pay the price. As if it wasn't bad enough, the QD has to keep proccing also. That's just dirty. Yeah, we can't really say we learned all that much from that. You're very welcome, Carl. No, thank you, man. I appreciate you becoming a channel member. Actually, that we did. Thank you for the reminder, Varmo. I wish you had reminded me before, but I'll take what I can get. I also feel like we might want to do a Swift. We need to look at what your Swift runes are, but I feel like we might want to do a Swift Verd for you. I don't know if you have 2 Verds, but if you don't, I might just give up the triple revenge and go Swift. Oh, we need runes on the Ethna also. Oh, bro, I love it. I love it. This dude straight up goes Beth, Charlotte, Veronica. Beth, Charlotte, Veronica, man. Best draft ever. Best freaking draft ever. That is a good counter to the Samoth, man. That is a good counter to the Samoth. I was not expecting Veronica right there. I'm not gonna lie. That was not like what that was not what I was thinking it would be. I think he actually he's probably gonna outspeed too. We're really slow and she'll be on Swift. We probably are screwed. Ah, never mind. Okay. Well, let's do this. Power of will runes, guys. This is why you want will runes. This is why you don't pick Nana and Tiogan also. Yeah, so you do definitely have a few speed tuning issues here. So we need to speed up more, we need to speed up yoga, and basically all your strippers are acting too slow. Let's take, okay, yeah, we're gonna want accuracy there. Yeah, I didn't get much from them either, to be honest, bro. Oops. I got so little from them, I don't actually remember what I got, to be honest. Okay, that looks better. Six, perfect. So Carl, I'm actually headed on vacation for 2 weeks, starting today, but normally I stream Tuesdays and Thursdays from 6:30 p.m. to 10:30 p.m. global server time. So after today, the next stream's going to be in 2 weeks, but yeah, 2 weeks from today, I believe. But I do post my full stream schedule in Discord as well, so if you do, I'll actually put it in chat where I just saw you. So if you click through to that channel, you can see the full stream schedule as well, and then what the topics of each stream are going to be. It's not a bad room, but I'll save that gem. Okay, that definitely looks much more solid to me. Was not expecting that. Plus 65. Okay. That one caught me off guard. We'll use this just because it's maxed, and I think I can just gem in. Do I have a blue? I have a blue, right? Yeah, so that's fine. Yeah, you got it, man. Alright. I don't love putting him on this rune, but it might be the way to go. You know what? Let's do the defense rune. That's fine. Yogun doesn't really need stats, like, at all. 13 speed there. Ooh, that's a nice rune. That's too good for Yogun. This one drops too much HP, I think. Let's use this one. Where does that put us at speed-wise? We don't want to get too fast either. Like, the Moor can be much faster because he pushes back. The Yogun's got to be closer to your team, so I might have gone a little too fast here. I also need one more will rune. So let's drop this for a will rune. Defense, defense, crit damage, defense, HP with 5 speed. That's too much drop. Okay, so we'll keep that. That's fine. Let's drop this. There we go, the rune that came off of Moor. 205, so we need about 5 more speed. There we go. Okay, so that's 209. The Khitan Desheng is 212? No, 94, 202. Okay, yeah, so we're good there. Second Verdant here. No second verd. Okay. So I'm gonna move the verd runes onto Rakan just so that you don't lose the set. So just remember your verd runes are on Rakan. Is that accuracy? No, that's HP. Perfect. Ooh, nice. 28 versus 24. Okay. 19. 19. Grindable 17. Really? Okay. So 17 but grindable, so we can do energy, or we've got 10. Okay. Oh wait, is it? Ah, whoops. I was like, how is that? Okay, yeah, that makes much more sense. Here we go. So we got 15 here. Hopefully we have a speed grind on this one. We got 1. That's fine. I would like attack here, but I'm not going to use like Immemorial, and I'm not going to use Legend, so that one can wait. Okay, so that puts us at 79 crit rate, tons of extra accuracy. There's 5 there we can't get rid of, 7 there we can't get rid of, 16 here. So let's try and improve this rune. Samoth, oddly enough, has the fastest one. Okay. But the one from Rakan we can actually keep because that gets us towards a revenge set, which is not bad. Okay, and then this rune is 17 speed. Those are being used. Oh man, this thing's juicy. Blade rune too. Nice. So Devilish, in this case, it's because Yuno's going to perform best when he takes turn 1 since he's running these CC units, and he's also going to perform best. Like, the opponents are going to be stunned, so I would actually prefer he have both. Like, just to clear that part off, I would prefer he have both, but since he only has 1 built, between the two, I like the idea of him being able to go Swift. Okay, do we have a fast blade rune here? 16. And if we go Swift, that rune wasn't good for us, so we're going to go Blade here. This actually, I think, this puts us, like, over max on crit, doesn't it? Okay, so we go speed over attack. Speed over attack. That's not a bad rune. Okay. That's better. That's too much crit rate. We're like way, way over on crit rate. Well, no, we're only 13 over. Okay, we're 13 over. I'm not going to gem that out, though. Can we improve on this one since we don't need the crit right there? No, we can't. Okay. 27-16. What about Blade here? 25. There we go. Accuracy's wasted, but that's fine. And then we go Swift here. Accuracy again. This one's not bad, though. Okay. So we actually gained 2 more speed. We're short 4 crit rate, which I can gem in here. So then we're good. We're like not wasting stat. Oh, but if I gem it in, I use Legend. That's not worth it. Oh, never mind. Perfect. Got it. There it is. Yeah, we got some extra crit damage in the game too. I think that's going to be the best comp for him. I want to test this out a little bit, but I do think that's going to be ultimately the best comp for him because he's got the Khitan de Shang. I mean, at the end of the day, the QD is just OP. Yeah, Varmo, but if we get speed leads in there, it's going to still be running around 280. I mean, he's not going to be matching up against you. So it's a lot faster than the rest of his team. If the rest of his team's running at 200, this gives him a chance when he knows he's in trouble. I mean, it's the Verd doesn't, like right here. We know we're in trouble, right? So we want something that cuts. I took the Vanessa runes. We don't have it. The Swift Verd is our fastest, right? Triana's not ruined. Yeah, we're probably in trouble no matter what here. But we'll take some speed leads. Ariel last pick, huh? So, actually, if we do this, that could be a Swift Mephisto, but he has no speed lead, so he does ban the Verd. Okay. So it's probably a Swift Mephisto. All his damage, he's got 2 units that... Oh, man, the Mephisto's gonna... Okay. Yeah, maybe I should have banned the Mephisto. Yeah, maybe I should have banned the Mephisto. Okay, cool. That wasn't very fair. But yeah, so basically the idea here is in a match like that, I mean, the higher up you get, once you get into Conqueror, the Verd's getting outsped no matter what. But in a match like that, it gives him a chance to compete before the opponent. Because, I mean, if you look at that draft, if the guy had better runes, the Mephisto could have attack bar boosted. That's the R, right? See how he responds to the QD early. Should just pick Diana here. Yeah, you know, it's because you don't do a lot of wings. Because I mean, you would have placed higher last season, but you only did 40 wings. So then your placements wind up being in that range where you finished last season. It's actually a good proc for us. I need to get a real match so that we can like get more of a feel, like, you know, find those little things like the Moor being slow and the Yogun being slow. That's what I'm looking for, is to get more of more matches like that. Let me check it again on the... I'll tell you what, I know most people don't really care about... I know most people don't actually care about sound effects, but I play the game with sound when I'm not streaming, so the sound effects are what do it for me on the transmogs, man. They've got like a great audio mix on the transmogs. See, this right here, where he's running the double strip, this is where that fast verd comes in really nice. How fast is the Ganny? 2. I feel like he's going to be out of tune. No, we sped them more up. He's going to be out of tune with the Yogun, but that's okay. So here, having sped the more up should help a little bit as well. Yeah, let's take care of you to start. Actually, no reason to scroll trap anything yet. Let's work on you. Aww. Hey Dakota, thanks for hanging out a bit, man. If I don't see you before Halloween, happy Halloween in advance, bro. Drop some pictures in Discord of what you guys do this year. And have a good day at work, man. That's interesting. I really feel like I could Miho this. I really feel like I could Miho that, but I won't. So right there, that was Swift Verd. That was the Swift Verd. Without the Swift Verd and without the faster, well, the faster Moor may not have mattered as much, but that was all Swift Verd right there. Because his Yun Hung outspeeds us with, if it's a Revenge Verd, the Yun Hung outspeeds us and that Carlos dominates. That was probably the best, that may be one of the best examples we get of the value of the Swift Verd for Yuno's team. Expect ooh, wasn't expecting that. All right, let's try a little pivot here. don't think I need to care that much about the Kaki, right? Yeah, probably the Abelio. So, we do need to move your Diana to a slot 2 HP. You get a lot more damage out of her. Diana gains attack bar passively, so she doesn't need to be this fast. Honestly, that rune could roll to be acceptable, but let's see. Don't need the res. That might be our best bet, but let's take a look at Will. Good defense there. Oh, that's nice for Diana. Ah, that's nice. Her crit damage, and we can gem in. Yeah, no, that's the one. That's the one. Oh, and that's good too. That's not bad. That's not bad at all. Okay. How's our defense? Is it too high? No, actually it's... Oh, you know what? That was perfect. That was exactly what we needed. Okay. So we gain 12 more crit rates. We'll be at 102. I know, Varmo. It hurts your eyes, bro. I get it. I get it. How does this do us? I don't like the 0 accuracy, but that's a nice upgrade. This might be better though. Yeah, there we go. I can gem accuracy over here. It's not ideal. We'll do this though. That one's just a sell anyway. HP attack. I mean, ideally we'd put defense here, but we can put accuracy if we need to. Either way, we're keeping the flat, so it doesn't matter if I throw accuracy on here now and then in the future you switch it to defense. First, we need the rune to finish, of course. Someday. Someday, one day. Okay, let's go ahead and put the Ack there for now. That was a nice roll. You know, we got the Ack on the other rune. Yeah, let's do the attack here. Side text, today's stream got pushed back an hour and a half. I was in a work meeting, and so I was supposed to start streaming at 7:30. It was scheduled to start an hour late, and I wound up starting like an hour 40 later than usual. It's a nice Diana rune. It's a really nice Diana rune. Like, that rune's gonna live on your Diana for eternity, I think. It's also actually quite a nice Diana rune. Do we have... what we got? Yeah, this is Will, so I'm okay with this. Yeah, see, that's a big difference right there. That's a big difference. That one did not roll how we wanted it, though. So let's come back over here. Let's go. Type. Maybe we get lucky on this one. You can see the other legend one rolled like nothing. If this goes double into attack... oh, look at that. That's actually OP already. Like, if this rolls plus 12 attack, this is better than a lot of legend runes. I had to say it, didn't I? It's still probably the best option, though. So this is 3 of attack. Yeah. Yeah, no, this is the best option. Yeah, if that double rolled into attack, that thing would have been OP. But I think that's a huge upgrade on the Diana, personally. I mean, she didn't need all that speed, but besides the speed, she just gained a crap ton of stats. Like, she gained 11k HP. Interesting. First picks Juno. I don't remember. I don't think you have Nana, right? Yeah, no Nana. Go Bulwark. I feel like we could Fang this, to be honest. Let's do Bulwark Fang. So we ban that. We need a second sustain unit. But we also have to deal with that thing, right? So what if we just ban the Aaliyah? So here, the idea here is that because he lacks sustain by banning the Aaliyah, and I take first turn, I'll actually Bulwark them all along so that it can't Reckless me. He'll get some passive heal from the Perna, but that's about it. However, he has no will runes, so that kind of messes up my plan. I may as well. Good artifact damage on your Juno, man. Sorry, on your Ciara. I didn't actually look at the artifacts before. That was pretty legit damage. Ooh, revenge. Okay, let's do this. This keeps them more out of snipe range. Oh, nice stun. Did you guys catch that? The Minato was frozen in his death knell. Like there was a screen burn. He was like, so 8-0 on placements. I mean, I'll be curious to see where we get placed. I feel like we've had 2, maybe 3 legit matches. We've had a few legit boxes. We've had a few people that actually drafted well against us. It's just the lack of runes on most of them. I feel like there's maybe been 2 people at fighter level, somewhere around there. It won't be that high. It won't be that high. Because he placed low, or he finished low last season, so we're fighting a lot of challenger level people. But also C1 right now is going to be like G2 level. I'm going super bruiser here, huh? Do we just commit? I think we commit here, but then let's throw out the Fang? No, Diana, yeah. Man, you were making good time then. I wish I could do it that fast, bro. No, because when you're running runes from an entire box, it takes the optimizer a long time to run. See right here, guys, this is another moment where that Swift Vertihile probably gets us the win. Like if that was a Revenge Vertihile, he outspeeds and we're in a lot more trouble because, I mean, it depends. It really depends on his tuning, to be honest. But he most likely gets a bomb out. Did you see the damage boost right there? That was an extra 2k per hit too. That wasn't bad. Ooh, that Chandra was pretty legit right there. They're rather stacked anyway, right? So, doesn't matter. Oh, that's cool, man. Is he still on Vio Shield? Okay, we should be back now on the strip. Is he not skilled or did I lose count? He might not be skilled, right? Oh, that one hurt. At least we got a stun. I think he's back on his S3 though, so he's gonna get the he's gonna probably strip. Oh well. I meant to say he's probably gonna stun, but meant to say he's gonna AoE stun. He wasn't back on his S3. He did stun. I'll tell you what, we've had pretty bad RNG like there. And besides the procs, he's landed a crap ton of stuns. We have to spare units also and have not landed stuns. So, I mean, rune quality, you know, it's always a question of we don't know what his rune quality is or anything, but I feel like this is done pretty well. That counter was, at least he didn't stun on the counter, I guess. Oh, that stun was dirty though. That was RNG swinging back around. He's like, do I S3 or do I S2? Or do I S1? I guess he's definitely got to not be skilled then. Alright, last placement battle, so we'll see where we land. You know, so hopefully this helped you out, man. You got to watch me do placements. I know it wasn't the highest competition. I wish we had a little bit higher competition, but I did 10 wings. Got an idea of kind of where I would be on your account. And we fixed a couple of builds, too. We fixed some speed tuning. I think the Diana, the Vertihile, the Moore. Masha, Sega, Miles. So what percentage builds are you running them at now? What? Really? This is the one that yeah, doesn't affect. Okay. Dude, that's pretty brutal. How's he got that? All right, let's commit here. I don't think we can win this one. I think we just matched up with like, yeah, we can't win this one. We can't win this one. There's no way we outspeed the vanilla cookie. So there's no way we outspeed the vanilla cookie. So that's a force ban. Which means I can't bring the Samath. I still need a second strip, which kind of has to be Yogan. Well, yeah, I still have to have a second strip. I don't really have a choice here. It has to be that. 33 lead on the vanilla cookie, 24 lead on the vanilla cookie, or 24 lead Chiwu. In all cases, we get outsped. We don't have revenge runes. We do have the Moore, so but he bans the Moore, right? Yeah, he bans the Moore. Yeah. Can the resistance lead do it? 112, 112, 110. That's super solid, man. That's like legit super solid. I know the Sagar is going to be Swift, right? And then Masha, Miles, Vio. You know what? We actually got close with the Verd. It wasn't as far back as I thought it might be. We still get wrecked, but it wasn't as far back as I thought it might be. Alright. Does Masha get... Well, it doesn't matter if Masha cuts here. She gets her immunity up, but she can't 1v4 this. He should S2 into the Yogun, probably. The Yogun's his biggest threat, but he goes S1. Okay. Interesting. That's why he should have gone S2 into the Yogun. Yeah, so if he takes the Carnal S2 into the Yogun, I think he wins. No, I would have cycled there because the Masha was going to get in front no matter what. and the Lulu was going to put up immunity no matter what. So I would have cycled the Carnell on the Yogun and then gone into S3, and that takes the Yogun out of play for 2 turns instead of 1. Okay, Fighter 1, 1149, but the actual rank topped 50,000. So if we compare it to previous ranks, this is much higher than either of your previous ranks. So keep in mind, not a lot of people have done RTA yet. But Fighter 1, rank 41,000 is not bad. We'll do one last wing and just see how we do here. Yeah, the Carnell S2 can theoretically take 90% attack bar. So even if you get resisted once, he pulls 60 from the Yogun, but he cycles back, Lulu puts up immunity, and then he goes S3. The Masha's going to get her turn either way. But with the immunity up, as soon as that Lulu goes with immunity, the Masha can't really do anything, and you just deal with the Masha last. What's the trans for this season? I remember it was pretty unimpressive. I don't remember exactly what it was, but I remember it was pretty unimpressive. Can we kill this with Douglas, or do I need like Samoth? Because we don't have, like, Daphnis isn't ruined. Kaki's not ruined. We don't actually have anything that can kill this Douglas. I still think I want the QD. So he should ban Masha, because he's got to be playing for the solo here, plus the Diana's weakened to Masha. I don't see how we kill this. I mean, because we're not on an attack build here. Even so. Oh, okay. Okay. Alright, we should be able to control the Dominic. Fast Dominic, too. Well, not really, because we don't have speed lead, so it's like a 230 Dominic, right? I think he's going to just dismount the Masha straight off. That'll force me to go straight into the Douglas, which is fine. No, it doesn't even dismount. Okay. Let's just trap you. That's okay. You don't need a Masha, bro. You've got all the LDs in the game. Wow, this on Taurus, bro. Dude, and the proc! Are you kidding me right now? Bulwark full stock on Taurus just takes 20 turns. What? What? Oh, come on right there. That was so fake. That was so fake, man. Oh, that was, what a rip. That was like free win into just on Taurusness. Alright, well, I guess that's how we wrap up. Only Mukwal and Oberon. I mean, Oberon Shizuka is one of the strongest comps in the game right now, bro. You can just like auto Oberon Shizuka into Guardian. All right, bro. Hopefully that gives you some comp ideas. First rule of RTA, always ban on Taurus. But other than that, yeah, there you go, man. So guys, that's gonna be it. I need to go pack. So I will catch you guys all in 2 weeks. We'll be back. I'll drop some photos when I get back into Discord. Hope you guys all have a great first 2 weeks of the season. I appreciate you guys hanging out. I appreciate everybody. I was going to say, obviously this is the members appreciation stream, but I appreciate everybody else who's watching who's not a member. Just appreciate the general support of the channel. So thank you guys all very much. And on that note, I'll catch you all in 2 weeks.